tomorrow night at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, Nevada. Two of the most controversial and polarizing figures in the world of combat sports will square off in a super fight that will generate record revenue for both men and record pay-per-view numbers. Tomorrow night, Floyd Money Mayweather and Conor McGregor will square off in a super fight for the ages. Hello, friends, and welcome to this very special edition of Strictly Sports. I am Anthony Floyd, joined as always by good old MF Michael Fletcher and Michael Bullock. I do have some bad news to report. If you didn't read my Facebook post a little bit ago, I was informed by our good friend and boxing insider Jimmy Alden that he will not be able to join us after all this evening, but he will be with us in 3 weeks. 3 weeks from tonight, when we preview the other huge super fight coming up between Triple G, Gennady Golovkin, and Canelo Alvarez. So, it's a shame, but, it is what it is, and the show must go on, and the show will go on. The three of us are going to preview every nook and cranny that we can, to get you all ready for this super fight that goes down tomorrow night in Las Vegas. So we're going to preview five categories that I want to get into this evening. Those 5 categories are as follows: power, speed, defense, technique, and intangibles. Those 5, and then we will end it with who we think will walk out the winner tomorrow night. So with all that being said, let's start it off. We're going to start it off with the power aspect, and I'm going to take this for a spin. Conor McGregor's biggest strength in the matches is also his best shot at doing the impossible. At 145 and 155 pounds, where he has held championships in UFC, McGregor is a power puncher who can end a fight with one shot. How his power in 4-ounce gloves translates wearing 8 ounces in boxing, however, remains to be seen. Either way, he presents a dangerous enough threat that Mayweather, whose brittle hands have long stolen from his accurate pop as a puncher, will need to take him seriously. But in order to stop Mayweather and his underrated chin, McGregor will likely need to land more than one clean punch in succession, which Money has built a legacy around preventing opponents from doing. So, in my eyes, I got to give the power advantage to Conor McGregor. So, with that being said, good old MF Michael Fletcher, come on in. A power aspect. Who's got the advantage, Mayweather or McGregor?
No, this is McGregor. And you want to talk about one punch aspect. Let's talk about the infamous fight when Conor McGregor knocked out Jose Aldo in 13 seconds with one punch. He absolutely caught him on the butt of the jaw and dropped him. I was there to see that fight. I've been there to see a lot of Conor McGregor fights, and I know with the aspect of Floyd Money Mayweather, you're absolutely right, Anthony. He has declined in the last 5 years when it comes to the power aspect. Power-wise, he does not have that knockout power. The last time I remember he did a knockout was when he knocked out Victor Ortiz. And the other fight that I remember that he had a power aspect was the infamous knockout of Canelo Alvarez. But Canelo was really young and was really emerging, and they kind of threw him into the wolves. And with Ortiz, it was kind of more of a, I don't want to say an accidental knockout, but it was really a mistake that happened, during that aspect. And we'll talk about Floyd Mayweather a lot here tonight, and there's a couple of areas that I really like that Floyd could really dominate in that will really cause this fight. But we'll talk about that. But as far as power aspect, absolutely. Conor McGregor is not only powerful, but he's also lightning quick. And that's gonna be an interesting dynamic. So we'll get into that in just a little bit. But for power, yes, I agree. Conor McGregor, definite advantage. Michael Bullock, I'll give it to you.
Yeah, I definitely got to give the power advantage to Conor McGregor as well. I mean, and like you just said, I mean, Floyd Mayweather. I mean, he hasn't KO'd an opponent since when he hasn't stopped an opponent since when he defeated Victor Ortiz back in 2011, which was a KO in the fourth round. I mean, he does have good power. Doesn't really rely on it as a primary path to victory. I mean, he basically leans more towards defense and controlling his opponent's work rate. So he doesn't really punch aggressively enough to knock out his opponents with regularity. But instead he basically counters them into submission or pot shots them into a decision loss. So, but I mean, like I said, good power, but not really great. But Conor McGregor, on the other hand, woof. I mean, he is the best puncher in this fight. I mean, and like you mentioned in the UFC when he had that annihilation of Aldo, when he clocked him with a short, sharp left hand, and he also battered Diaz, a taller and heavier man at times in their rematch, which allowed him to escape with a close decision. And in his most recent bout, he dropped the 155-pound Alvarez 5 times in a 2-round fight. So yeah, so I definitely got to give the advantage to Conor McGregor when it comes to power. So nothing else to say. Florio, let's move on to the next portion of our preview. And what are we going to talk about?
And that's going to be speed. Who has the speed advantage, Mayweather or McGregor? MF, let's start that off with you.
Well, this is actually a draw. Actually, Conor McGregor is lightning quick. He is very fast, and I think that's very underrated. I think that's going to be one thing that a lot of people are not had. If you've never seen a UFC fight, that's gonna be the one thing that's gonna really stand out in this matchup is that Conor McGregor is lightning quick. His punches are gonna be very fast. It's just, can he catch one of the fastest men around? And that is Floyd Money Mayweather. Because let me tell you, man, when he gets on that bike and he starts running, that's when we're really going to see if McGregor can really keep up with Mayweather, because that is one art that Mayweather has in his arsenal that is really dominating, really amazing, and has really lulled a lot of the fans in many years, is just the speed of Floyd Money Mayweather. And it's not really just the lightning, because the punch power and everything else, he's not going to do that to you. What Mayweather does is he basically is such a great defensive fighter. He'll keep you guessing. He'll keep you running. He basically is going to try to burn Conor McGregor out. Or in this instance, McGregor is going to want to come out so fast, so quick, because that's his style. That might be a detriment and a mistake if he does that as well. So for me, speed-wise, this is an absolute draw. There is I can't even pick a winner in this category, because for me, Conor is really fast, but Mayweather is equally fast. Offensively, aggression versus defensive prowess. That's what I see in this fight. So, draw for me. Michael Bullock, I'll give it to you.
I gotta give the slight advantage to Floyd Mayweather when it comes to speed. I mean, I mean, we talked about the power. I mean, he's not going to do that, but he's got quick hands, and he'll be able to play defense and be able to move around. I mean, yes, he's up there in age, but he can still move around quickly in that boxing ring, and that's going to be the key in this one. I mean, can Conor McGregor catch up with Floyd Mayweather? I mean, if Conor McGregor can't do that, then Conor McGregor could be in trouble when it comes to this. I mean, yeah, I mean the defensive prowess is pretty quick when it comes to Floyd Mayweather, and yeah, so I mean, definitely, I mean, I gotta give the slight advantage in this one to Floyd Money Mayweather on this one. So, Florio, I give it to you.
Who do I agree with? I got to agree with Michael Bullock on this one. Sorry, MF. I got to give the advantage to Mayweather. I mean, the impact of McGregor's power has always been helped by his hand speed and deft ability to navigate and control space. During many of his biggest UFC victories, the brash Irishman has snake-charmed opponents into inching closer before closing the gap with a speedy burst and landing square on the chin. But even at 40, Mayweather will be like no opponent McGregor has ever faced. The only thing more impressive than Mayweather's quick twitch fibers as a counterpuncher is how much he has been able to maintain it with age. Not only is Mayweather faster than his opponents in terms of foot and hand speed, he thinks at a much faster pace, which allows him to cut corners and set traps. McGregor may be in his physical prime, but until we see Mayweather actually prove things like age and ring rust are strong enough to slow him down, his overall speed remains among the elite. So advantage, Money Mayweather on that one. Okay. Third topic, defense. Michael Bullock, let's start it off with you. Who has the advantage when it comes to defense?
All right, hold on a minute. I'm just trying to. Yeah, the defense. I mean, for Floyd Mayweather, he's one of the best defenders in boxing history. He's great with his feet and is able to block and parry punches like few fighters ever had. He's also got a solid chin and is capable of taking the occasional shot that slips through his guard. In the past, on the few occasions fighters have landed clean. Now, for Conor McGregor, compared to a lot of UFC fighters, McGregor is skilled in terms of stand-up defense. He uses range well and is quick enough to elude slow, wide shots and has been able to withstand the shots that do land too. He's not faced a foe in Mayweather's league, though. So, so basically, I'm gonna give the advantage when it comes to defense to Floyd Mayweather when it comes to this one, because, like it just says, I mean, he is one of the best defenders in boxing history. Now, for McGregor, I mean, when it comes to defense, it's a stand-up type defense. So, can he handle a sort of defense in a boxing ring? Until I see that, I got to give the advantage to Floyd Mayweather. So, Florio, what's yours?
Again, I agree with you, Michael Bullock. It is indeed Floyd Mayweather who has the advantage when it comes to defense. McGregor is not just facing a defensive genius in Mayweather. He's facing arguably the best implementer of the hit and not get hit philosophy that the sweet science has ever seen. Mayweather has mastered the shoulder roll technique to minimize his own strike zone and keeps himself perfectly balanced and ready to counter his opponent's misses. McGregor's offense is predicated upon taking calculated risks, which leave him open to be hit. In this fight, considering his lack of professional experience, he will need to be as reckless and unorthodox as any opponent Mayweather has faced. That won't bode well for his defense. Advantage, Floyd Money Mayweather. MF, are we going to make it unanimous or do you disagree?
No, this is a surefire slam dunk. It is Floyd Money Mayweather. Man, I've seen so many fights that Mayweather has had, and his defense, his prowess is absolutely astronomical. The mega fight against Manny Pacquiao, he handled him pretty handily, and made him only throw about 35%. And Pacquiao normally averages almost in the high 40s. He normally is like 46, 47, 48, and he knocked him down to like 34. And that's what he does. That's what Mayweather has been notorious for doing, taking your best offense and minimizing you, dropping you down about 10 or 15 points off your average, which is astronomical. That's a true definition of a great defensive fighter. And for Conor McGregor, he normally averages on a good rate over 45 to 50% of his total punches. Now, need I remind you that he is MMA, so there's always a lot of kicks, strikes, and everything else. You can't do that in boxing now, but as far as a pure striking, he was really good. I think the one fight that I remember that was pure striking throughout the night was when he fought Nate Diaz the second time around. And let me tell you, man, even though Conor was getting lit up really well, it was a very interesting dilemma because they definitely were playing so good as well. So no, honestly, like you said, for Conor to win this, he's gotta have to throw caution into the wind. The hell with the defense, you gotta go on a full offense attack. But for Mayweather, this is gonna be like another day in the office for him. He's felt with guys who's punching really well and everything else. He may not have faced a guy who might swarm him. This is very reminiscent of him and Manny Pacquiao. Pacquiao was fast, had a powerful punch, and was definitely going to be, definitely is unorthodox as well. If Mayweather wants to win this fight defensively, he's got to have to use that same game plan he used against Manny Pacquiao in order to win this fight. Nothing more to say. Anthony, it's back to you.
All right, two more topics to get into before we give you our pick for the fight. Pick our topic number 4, technique. The gap here will be huge when you take into account Mayweather's incredible accuracy in the short amount of time McGregor has to adapt from an MMA striking stance to one as a traditional boxer. But with that said, presenting himself as far removed from traditional as possible just might be McGregor's best shot at victory. If he models the techniques of Marcos Maidana against Mayweather during their first meeting in 2014, McGregor may have a window early to use his awkward aggression and non-traditional fighting stances to give Mayweather a look he hasn't yet seen. Unfortunately, he's facing the most prepared, smart, and accurate countershot artist of the modern era. Advantage, Floyd Money Mayweather. What says UMF?
I gotta say, when it comes to that, yes, I'll give you the fact and I'll give you Floyd Mayweather. However, I'm not as convinced like you are. I really think Conor has an opportunity early in the fight to really dictate the pace, and I really think he will. I think you got to give him at least a 3 to 5 round window. If Conor can do he's got to do his damage early in this fight. Make Mayweather think a little bit. But if the fight goes later, that's when Mayweather might have him. Because then you got to start talking about stamina, durability, and a lot of other factors in this fight. So I agree with you, Anthony. I'm going to go with Floyd, but I'm not as overwhelming like you were just a couple of minutes ago. So, Michael Bullock, I'll give it to you.
Yeah, I'm gonna give a slight advantage to Floyd Mayweather, but not as convincing as you give it, Florio, because like you said, the first maybe 3 to 5 rounds is definitely going to help determine how this goes. Because remember, Conor McGregor is facing probably one of the best premier boxers in history in Floyd Mayweather. You've seen some of the things he does. So I totally I'm gonna give the advantage to Mayweather, but not by that much. So nothing else to say. Floria, let's just move on to our final thing before we give our predictions.
Intangibles. That's the final topic we're going to get into here. So, MF, we're going to start this one off with you. Who do you like when it comes to intangibles?
You gotta go with Floyd Mayweather on intangibles because of the fact that, technique, offense, defense, plus over the fact that he has over 50 fights experience, so many championship fights, so many battles, so many guys that he's fought in his career. Without a doubt, Floyd Money Mayweather is one of a kind, one of the greatest pound for pound fighters in the world. Conor McGregor is coming into a fight that he's never been in before. He is without a doubt one of the greatest UFC champions we've had. For him to do something like this, it's going to make him even a bigger name, win or lose. If he wins this fight, he becomes, in my mind, the greatest action fight person in the history of the game. Like, there's no doubt about it. To dominate boxing and dominate MMA is unfathomable. It's unbelievable. It's remarkable. It's amazing. It's one of a kind. I believe in this type of situation, the intangibles goes to Floyd Mayweather. Like I said, because of the mindset that he always brings, the preparedness that he is, the homework that he does, the defensive prowess that he has, and plus he is going to make Conor, he's going to try to force him to make mistakes, get frustrated, do things that Connor's going to try to come out so fast and looking for something good right out of the gate. But it's just the wherewithal and just the style that Mayweather brings that makes him one of a kind. Floyd Mayweather wins this category for me. Michael Bullock, I'll give it to you.
Yeah, I definitely got to give the advantage to Floyd Mayweather in this one. I mean, he's got all the intangibles when it comes to the boxing. I mean, he's definitely got everything in his arsenal, and I mean, no disregard to Conor McGregor, but Floyd Mayweather's just, he's got everything you could see in a boxer. So I don't see how he survives this. So Fletch pretty much touched on everything. So Florio, it's yours.
I think this is going to be the only time we're going to have a disagreement here. I'm actually going to give the advantage to McGregor on this one. Although Mayweather has spent many years proving that phrases like ring rust and growing old overnight aren't part of his vocabulary, the 11-year age advantage McGregor possesses, not to mention size and reach, need to be taken into account. One can counter that ideal simply by mentioning the incredible chasm between the two in terms of boxing experience. But McGregor legitimately has no peers when it comes to being a once-in-a-generation athlete with a one-dimensional mindset that's clouded by irrational self-belief. What that means is he's not only crazy enough to believe he can win against such absurd odds, he's determined and focused enough to give himself every possible chance to do so. Many Mayweather opponents have talked a big game only to succumb to fatigue and frustration late in the fight. McGregor appears to be a different kind of animal, which makes him a live dog in a fight he would conceivably have no chance to win. So, advantage for me, Conor McGregor. Okay, now, before we get into our prediction, let me give you the tale of the tape for this fight. Floyd Mayweather, nickname Money. Record 49-0 with 26 knockouts. Does not hold the title right now. 40 years old, 5 feet 8 inches tall, a reach of 72 inches. His stance is orthodox. He hails from Grand Rapids, Michigan. His best wins, Manny Pacquiao in 2015, unanimous decision. Oscar De La Hoya in 2007, split decision, and Corrales in 2001, 10-round TKO. No notable losses because he's undefeated. And a net worth of $650 million. Conor McGregor, nicknamed Notorious. Record 21-3 with 18 knockouts in MMA. UFC lightweight champion. 29 years old, 5 feet 9 inches tall, a reach of 74 inches, southpaw stance, hailing from Dublin, Ireland. Best wins: Alvarez last year, TKO, second round. Nate Diaz, majority decision, 5-round in 2016. Jose Aldo, the TKO in 2015 in MMA. One notable loss, that was to Nate Diaz via second-round submission last year, and his net worth is only $22 million. The odds are favoring Floyd Mayweather. Of course, also tomorrow night, there's 3 other bouts on this card. Badou Jack against Nathan Cleverly in a light heavyweight bout. Gervonta Davis against Francisco Fonseca in a junior lightweight bout. And Andrew Tabiti against Steve Cunningham in a cruiserweight bout, just in case you were wondering. So now we've covered it all. We've covered power. We've covered speed. We've covered defense, technique, and intangibles. Now it's time to put up or shut up. It's prediction time. Michael Bullock, you know the question. Floyd Mayweather, Conor McGregor. Who you got?
Boy, I mean, with everything we've given here tonight, I mean, the only thing we gave the advantage to to Conor McGregor was the power. But everything else we gave it to Floyd Mayweather. So, yeah, I mean, everything that we just talked about, this is a 12-round match, and I don't see this going the distance. I don't see this going 12 rounds here. I'm going to say Floyd Mayweather wins, and I'm going to say it's going to be by a 5th round TKO. I think this is the time he finally gets a knockout here, and Conor McGregor is going to be the one that gets knocked out. So, Money Mayweather wins via a 5th round knockout. Florio, it's yours.
There is one other thing I forgot to mention, and that's the weight. Floyd Mayweather weighed in at 149.5 pounds. Conor McGregor weighed in at 153 pounds. They had the official weigh-in earlier this evening. Like all Mayweather opponents, McGregor's best and possibly only shot at victory will come in the first 3 rounds, while Mayweather attempts to pick up his patterns and rhythms. Once Mayweather makes his patented mid-fight adjustment, opponents are typically disarmed for the remainder of the fight. McGregor will need to utilize constant pressure and awkward angles to penetrate Mayweather's defense. In many ways, knowing how futile the idea of beating Mayweather by decision truly is, McGregor should be focusing his stamina and game plan for a 6-round fight. Outside of Mayweather showing up old to the fight and looking every bit of 40, McGregor needs his focus to be on knockout or bust. But let's not act like Mayweather doesn't have a great chin and hasn't shown in the past, particularly against Maidana, that he's more than comfortable staying in the pocket despite heavy pressure and making calm decisions about when to counter or cover up. Let's also not forget how often Mayweather has landed enough stiff right hands early in the fight, including the first round against Manny Pacquiao, to dissuade opponents from being as reckless as they intended to coming in. Under that line of thinking, the length in which McGregor can last in this fight ultimately comes down to how aggressive he wants to be. While more aggression gives him his best shot at victory, it also increases the likelihood that he gets countered clean and stopped by pinpoint counter shots that Mayweather trapped him to walk right into. Had McGregor been making his boxing debut against literally any other top fighter, one can make an outside case for him using his athleticism and control of distance to land an awkward shot and turn the fight into a brawl. But Mayweather simply doesn't get hit, and when he does, he has been more than capable of recuperating quickly and adjusting. Look for McGregor's early aggression to create early fatigue. Once his patterns become predictable, Mayweather will pick him apart at will. Should Conor look to empty the tank, he likely goes out on his back. There's also the chance he attempts to save face and foul himself out of the fight, knowing the size of his fight purse and potential for more lucrative boxing matches should he have been able to save face with his performance. In this case, knowing McGregor's ambition to accomplish goals that are deemed out of reach, the former is more likely. Michael Bullock, I 100% agree with you. I, too, have Floyd Mayweather winning this bout via a 5th round TKO. MF, wrap it up.
All right. I think it goes like this. Conor will probably look really good in the first 5 rounds. I would be surprised if I would probably give Conor 3 of those 5 rounds. I think once the fight gets longer, down the line, I truly believe that Floyd will finally figure him out and dominate the fight like you guys have said. I could see this ending around 7 to 8 rounds. I just have this feeling that Floyd is going to try to pick him, to cut him down to size, and once he does, this is where everything's going to go. And I don't think you could say it's going to be a TKO, stoppage, whatever, but I'm calling for a 7th round stoppage with Floyd Money Mayweather winning the fight. Nothing more to say. Anthony, it's yours.
All right, that's it, guys. We're done. We hope you have enjoyed this very special edition of Strictly Sports as we have just previewed the super fight with Floyd Money Mayweather and the notorious Conor McGregor tomorrow night, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, T-Mobile Arena, Las Vegas, Nevada. Pay-per-view, very steep price tag, $100. I mean, there's only one person in this world that I know who can afford that price tag, and that's, of course, the new Powerball winner. I mean, she's the only one who can obviously afford that price tag. But other than that, I mean, watch it on pay-per-view, watch it by various means. Go down to, any location that might be carrying this fight, such as Buffalo Wild Wings, here in the Seekonkies, Providence area, Dave and Buster's in Providence, Snookers. I'm sure they're going to be carrying the fight as well. I mean, just to name a few. So, before we wrap up, guys, I'm very curious. Either of you have plans to watch this fight tomorrow night? Either of you?
Well, I mean, I'm definitely going to try to watch it, but I'm certainly not going to pay $100. But I do have this thing called the Kodi, so on my TV, so I'm going to try to find it on there. If not, I probably might go somewhere where they might actually show it.
I definitely actually do have plans. I'm actually going to the Dublin Rose in Seekonk, myself and a few of the guys from the job. We're all going to be going and witnessing the fight. We're probably going to have to pay about $25 to $30 to get in. However, that's going to be well worth the money because this is one of those fights that you just cannot miss. So, no, I'm definitely going to try to be there. I'm definitely going to be there tomorrow night, and I'm very excited to witness the action. So nothing more to say.
All right.
And Fletch, I got a question. I mean, if I can't get it on my Kodi, do you think I might be able to join you?
Yeah, I mean, you're more than welcome. We're going to be down there. Like I said, you're going to have to get some money. That's all I can say about that. You might want to get get there. I know.
I'd rather pay $25, $30 to get in than have to pay $100 to watch it on pay-per-view.
Absolutely. I do also want to let you know that Dave and Buster's at the Providence Place Mall, they are showing the fight. $20 to get in because I just got confirmation for it today. $20 to get in. Anthony, no. I know you said Buffalo Wild Wings and Seekonk. They are not showing the fight. Buffalo Wild Wings in all major cities are going to show the fight. $20 buy-in to get into those fights. However, Seekonk is not showing it. Snookers, I know they said that they're doing like $20 to $30 to get in as well, but you got to make reservations to watch Snookers tomorrow night. I know Ladder said they were showing it. I think they're showing it for like $20 as well. If you go on Facebook, guys, you'll find all the details and everything else. But no, if anybody wants to come down, Dublin Rose in Seekonk, Massachusetts, you're more than welcome. Like I said, 25 to get in, maybe 30 at the door. But yes, be there because I will.
Okay, fair enough. So,
Okay.
That's going to do it for this very special edition of Strictly Sports. We want to thank you all so very much for tuning in. We hope you have enjoyed this preview, this Mayweather McGregor preview edition. And of course, I'll say it on behalf of all of us. We're going to just send, special shouts to all of our fans out there. You guys know who you are by now, so we're not going to waste any time on that. So we'll get more into the formalities. Maybe next week, where we do Ridiculously Raw on Monday night, and then whatever we have in store for the show next Friday night. I don't know if it's going to be our first college football show or if it's going to be an NFL preview show. I got to check with Derek on that, but yeah. So the next time we'll be with you will be Monday night, of course, for Ridiculously Raw. The three of us, and of course our first lady of the Wrestling Forum, Dee Dee Woodson, she'll be with us as well. We'll recap Monday Night Raw. And, of course, I'll give you my latest thoughts on 205 Live and Impact Wrestling. And I'll tell you what, it's going to be a much more positive review for both shows. I'll tell you that right now, especially 205 Live. And then Tuesday night, of course, over on MF's channel, Brace Fan 95, we'll have the Cerebral Smack Talk. We'll run down SmackDown Live. Maybe MF will have his Mikey's Mindset back with it, hopefully, because we didn't have one this past week. And then next Friday night, I'm not sure what the plan is. I don't know if it's going to be our first college football show or if it's going to be an NFL preview show. I got to check with Derek, like I said. So that's pretty much it. So thank you all so very much for tuning in. Enjoy the fight. Have a blessed weekend. And until Monday night for Ridiculously Raw, it's Anthony Florio here for good old MF Michael Fletcher, for Michael Bullock, and in spirit, Derek Ferreira and Dee Dee Woodson. You know the routine, everybody. Thumbs up. Talk to you later. Yeah. Throw it up Fortune 4 style. Bye for now, my friends. God bless. Be good to each other. Have a blessed weekend. Enjoy the fight. And until Monday night for Ridiculously Raw, you've been watching this very special edition of Strictly Sports right here on the Tone 25 on YouTube.com. For now, Anthony Florio, so long.